right, we're live.
All right, what's happening, people? Welcome to the Bread and Hope Show. I'm still trying to get situated, but we good. We live. Oh, I got all kinds of mess going on over here, man. Just combobulated tonight.
Yeah, I understand. That's why I was running a little late. I had to get a new microwave.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That's important.
yes, it
That's
is.
important. All right, give me 10 seconds. Hold on.
All right.
All right. Okay. All right. Good to go. Good to go. Good to go. Good to go. What's going on, Hope?
Man, a whole lot of sports, man. There's some interesting stuff happening.
Indeed.
Yeah, man, there's some interesting stuff going on. I mean, from Olympics to the NFL. Hey, we're gonna talk about it.
Yeah, it is, man. Whole lot of interesting stuff going on, man. How was the weekend, man? You know how we start off. Everything good?
Yeah, weekend's good, man. Just chilled out. Didn't do a whole lot. Watched the closing ceremonies.
Yeah, good.
Yeah. How was your weekend?
Yeah, same thing here, man. Just, working, you have to, nowadays work hard to chill out. Yeah, you savor those weekends that you don't have a whole lot going on.
Yeah.
Where those weekends where you don't have a real busy itinerary. So that works for me. But that won't be the case for too much longer. So I mean, there's always something going on. But I had something going on Saturday. Forgot what it was. But I always have something going on Saturday, but no gigs.
Okay.
But good stuff, man. I want to welcome everybody to the Bread and Hope Show. We are based in Atlanta, Georgia. Talk about sports primarily in the state of Georgia, but whatever's hot in the community, we speak on it. So wherever you're from, we like to hear about it. Hear about your favorite team, unless it's the Aints. We don't, we give y'all a little bit of airtime if you're an Aints fan, but not a whole lot. Just a little bit, just enough. Just enough. Over what you got?
Yeah, I just want to thank the listeners, new listeners, tuning in, supporting the Bread and Hope Show each and every week. As always, you can visit our website, www.sports.com, where you can get beer content and sports content, as well as you can also check out the Bread and Hope Show Facebook group. If you'd like to be a part of the action, hit us up and we'll take care of you. I also want to give a shout out to Lou. Lou will be joining us later in the show, the Enhanced Sports Show.
Great.
He's been supporting the Bread and Hope Show ever since we started. And go Braves.
Oh my gosh. We're going to talk about them then, Hope. What are the Braves doing? Let's go on and jump into it. What are the Braves doing, Hope?
Well, they've been beating the Giants.
Well, I mean, too bad we can't play the Giants for the next 42 games. But got to come down to reality eventually.
It's funny. I was talking to my dad about the Braves. He's like, they're not going to make the playoffs. They're not going to make the playoffs. Well, they if they win, I think because the way it's structured right now, I think they'll get in. They'll get a play-in game. I think they'll be good enough to get into a play-in game.
Yeah.
Now, what they do with it, then well, I don't know about all that, but
Yeah.
I think they'll at least get a play-in game.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends on how the Braves. Let's say, I mean, if the Braves reach the postseason, it's all about how they get there. In my opinion. I mean, they only 6 games back behind Philly. Philly's been on a 4 or 5 game skid, man. Who saw that coming?
But Philly do that it seems like they start hot, and then at the end, man, the bottom falls out.
Yeah, man.
And it seems like that it happens every season.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be, I'm gonna throw a bone out there, man. I wouldn't be surprised the Braves are really battling and maybe have a chance to still win the division. Just maybe. Slight chance. You there, Brad? All right, I think we lost Brad for a few minutes. Let's see if I can.
Still get hot. That's what happens. And that's baseball. If they get hot at the right time, it's moot point. That's baseball. Happened to us. It's all about getting hot at the right time. I mean, who knows, man? How do you control that? I don't know. I'm not a really baseball historian, but I do know that, in these times of baseball, these modern times of Major League Baseball, and with postseason, with these playoff runs, playoff teams, the postseason has proven to be successful for teams that are hot for the most part. And teams that have been consistently winning and winning over 100 games have been the ones eliminated as of late.
Right.
So, there's that. So yeah, man. I think Braves still got a shot, man. But I don't know. I don't know. What are they doing tonight? What are Braves doing tonight? I haven't seen anything on the Braves. But the Braves doing anything tonight?
You there, Brad?
Braves are big on top of the Marlins right now in the 8th, 9-5, but it is the Marlins suckers. Suckers. I do not like the Marlins are just so dirty, man. It's just dirty, man. I mean, Philly kind of in that same bracket, but Marlins is just dirty, man. It's just dirty. I don't like them. But but yeah, that's kind of where we are, man. Let me see. Let me get this right. Let me get this up right here. Let me bring this up. So, I know what I know what I did most of the time over the weekend. Just like you said, watched a lot of Olympic stuff. A lot of Olympics, man. A lot of it, and I've really enjoyed the past 2 weeks. I think that we mentioned it last week. I think Paris did a great job.
Yeah,
Paris did a great job with the games, man. Opening ceremony, closing ceremony. I thought it was all good. Really good stuff, man. So very impressed.
You was impressed at the end, the passing over to LA with Tom Cruise flying into the stadium.
Oh my goodness, that was crazy. Yeah, I heard that was gonna happen. That's crazy. I heard it was gonna happen. I mean, but I like me. I like Billie Eilish and Snoop Dogg and
Yeah,
Dr. Dre, all that good stuff, man. When they were on the beach performing, I like that kind of stuff, man. I like the music part of it, so I think LA is gonna be ready. But big Billie Eilish fan. So pretty much
yeah.
anything she does, I like.
It's funny. Yeah, I'm a fan out there. I mean, I never really paid attention to a music bread until then. I'm just being honest. Um,
Oh man, oh my gosh, man, yo,
so
yeah.
I
I've
mean,
been
I
a
know
big
that's
Billie
that.
Eilish fan,
I mean,
at least for the past couple of years. Yeah.
yeah, you know what I'm saying. I mean, I just I'm late to the party on that one. But
Yeah. I mean, it's just, she's a young artist, but her brother produces, all most of the music. Her
okay.
brother's her brother's a super producer. So the guy on the side, saw playing the guitar right next to her. That was her brother.
Oh
I
well,
keep
yeah,
forgetting his
man.
name, but
Yeah.
yeah,
But he
he's
does a good job with her music, no doubt about that.
yeah, man, yeah. So that's gonna be big. I know LA is gonna know how to do. I know LA is gonna handle it very well. But yeah. So I mean, the Olympics, the U.S. I would think that quite naturally, the countries with the most athletes would be the countries that have the better chance of winning the most medals and winning the most goals, which pretty much is kind of what happened. The U.S. had the most athletes, China had the most athletes, and those two countries ended up winning the most medals. U.S. won the most medals at 126, and China came in second with 91, and Great Britain was a distant third with
Yeah.
65 total medals. But
Hmm.
in gold, it was a little different in third place. But in gold, the U.S. and China tied with 40 gold medals, and Japan had 20 in third place. And so,
Mm.
and then everybody else came around. So yeah, so we won the medal count, tied with the gold, and I thought the games were just awesome. I thought that this was some of the best in terms of the basketball tournament, which is great. We talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. I definitely think that the good part was the basketball competition, um, and to an extent, the gymnastics was good, bad, and ugly. So I thought gymnastics was good, bad, and I'm gonna get back to that in a minute. But I think the basketball, men's basketball winning gold. And I thought it was cool. And we talked about it last week with the host country perform always up for every participating country, a home
Hmm.
country. So same thing. France followed suit to where I think they pretty much doubled their medal count that they normally get. And it's kind of interesting because in basketball, you had both the men's and the women basketball team finish in the final. They both got silver,
Right.
but they gave the U.S. teams all that they could handle.
Right.
The men's team with Wembanyama, he gave them all, and that team gave the U.S. all that they could handle. But I think that at the end, Steph Curry proved why he's the best shooter of all times. And for me, that was known prior to that game. I don't know what people were thinking. Like, I guess people were like, well, what about Ray Allen? What about Richie Miller? Which are great shooters. What about Larry Bird? All great shooters, man. All are great, man. But the greatest of great in terms of shooters is Steph Curry, man. Shooters, baller, whatever you want to call it, man. He's an alien, ice cold. Um, and he had a very slow start in the Olympics. But those last two games, man, last 2-3 games, Steph woke up. and he was in championship form. Championship form. And it was crazy. It was crazy. And he started hitting those 3-point shots, and it's like it's like you knew they were going in before they went in.
Right.
You knew they were going in, man.
Right.
He shot. I mean, the 3-point shot over 2 players, man. It was just insane. KD was great in moments in certain games. KD was unstoppable in certain games. LeBron was unstoppable at certain points in the game when the team needed a boost and needed him late in the game. LeBron, out his leadership and some of his shots, led the team to victory. And I think that his leadership was just on point. So I just thought everybody was good. I don't have a problem with LeBron being named the MVP of the tournament. I don't have. Some people made us think of it. Some people are like, well, KD was this, then the other, which KD was great at times. Won a lot of games for us. Steph Curry was great. Without that shooting, I don't know if we win without Steph Curry being hot late. But LeBron is not always about how many points you score. It's just not. He scored enough points at the right time. He made the right passes, triple doubles. He made the right plays, the right rebounds, just everything. He paced himself. And I just thought LeBron's leadership and his decision-making on the court, man, was integral to the U.S. winning. He set teammates up. They were a great team, and they brought it together quickly. I just don't know if they win without LeBron's leadership on the court. And that's what they desperately needed at times. And so that's kind of where I stand. I'm not a big LeBron hater or fan. I'm just kind of neutral on him on the court, but I respect his game. I think he's probably one of the best in his era. Some people say the best of all time. I wouldn't go that far because it's just, he never played Michael Jordan. He never played Kareem. He never played Magic. He never played some of the other greats in different eras. And people say, well, you look at, the numbers and the stats and the blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, I get it. But he never played the other greats to say that he was the greatest. Never played Kobe like that. Kobe at the end of his career. And so it's just, for me, it's good enough to say, well, if he's the greatest in his era, I'm cool with it. I ain't got nothing against it. And that is absolutely, in my opinion, if you want to say he's the greatest in his era, that's a fact. Folks say Steph Curry, if you go to West Coast, a lot of folks want to put Curry in the conversation. I'm not going to argue with you, but I just think that this U.S. team was probably the best that I've seen since the original Dream Team. I'm just saying. Being that the competition has gotten much better than it was than when the original Dream Team played. Tight. I think all these guys were good. I think the worst part of this team, I think they need to reevaluate is Jason Tatum, man. His carpet bagging behind. Jason Tatum was just, I don't get it, man. I don't see how he made the team. Halliburton didn't do much either. So I don't know, man. I don't get it, Hobel. But U.S. win gold. The women win gold. And the women almost lost. I think they partied the night before and didn't get any sleep and then just thought they were just going to come in there and just win. And France had another thing coming. They felt like they were going to win that game, Hobel.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Brad. I do think that the NBA, the USA team definitely showed up and showed out. And they got a little bit of everything, man, in this in the Olympics. But they persevered, to their credit.
Yeah.
And that says a lot. I think you're definitely right. LeBron, it wasn't so much about him scoring points, which he did, but his leadership and his heart, his determination, makes a difference. When he's on the court, his presence is felt. you know,
Yeah,
so that in itself, it makes a difference. He's the X factor. So, um, you said
yeah.
something about Jason Tatum. Let me ask you a question though. Would
Mhm.
would Jason Tatum would have won a championship without Jalen Brown?
Nope.
All right. Okay. I agree with you.
Jalen Brown may have won without him.
I agree with you.
I'm just saying. But Jalen Brown wasn't on the team, was it?
See,
All right. Okay. I'm gonna leave it right there.
we're gonna leave it right there.
I'm gonna leave it right there. I'm not gonna dig too. That's a whole nother show. But look, man. I I got a coworker, man. That's kind of like he is just he's a Tar Heel fan, and he is the biggest. Yeah, obviously being a Tar Heel fan, he just does not like Duke or Duke players, and say Duke players are always going to be carpetbaggers. But you know, I, I don't know, man. I mean, Jason Tatum has been one of those athletes to where there was great. He's a good player now. I'm not trashing the guy. He's a
Yeah.
good player, but I think with all the hype that came behind him, and then with him with the early workouts with Kobe, and things looked on the up and up for him. You just thought he'd be further along than he is right now,
Right.
and he's just not.
Right.
He's just not, and so. But luckily we didn't have to depend on him to win. so I mean, Boston fans feel differently. Boston fans got a million excuses in terms of why this guy really wasn't producing. But I'm like, shoot, man. I mean, he is what he is. I mean, I didn't expect anything more or less from the guy. That's what he is.
Right.
If you're up by 50, then he's gonna be all world. But if you win a game and you need some production, he ain't gonna show up, man. But yeah, but I think the men's team and how they changed KD, I think he's won the most gold medals out of any U.S. player. It was 4. I think Carmelo or somebody had 3 or whatever, or 5, whatever the record was. And so I thought that KD was really big in this game. I think once he got healthy, he was unguardable for the most part. There was a total mismatch. And if you put your big man and pull him outside, he was just going to pass out of it, and then somebody's going to be left vulnerable in the middle for a dunk. So I just thought this team was really good. You're not going to see them again in LA. You're not going to see LeBron, Steph, or KD in that game. So the next wave of talent, such as Ant-Man and some other guys are going to be that. Maybe Booker will be back, and some other guys, maybe Trae Young will make the team, and we'll see who else kind of emerges out of America. Because I didn't realize how many players were played for other teams, like all of the a lot of stars in the NBA are
Hmm.
worldwide. That's why the world is kind of caught up, man. The world has got. I mean, the MVP was from Serbia. Former
Right.
MVP is from Serbia.
Right.
So go figure. So, with that, man, I thought it was good. But the good, bad, and ugly for me, also for gymnastics, man, I think that Simone Biles, we also witnessed greatness with Simone Biles as being the greatest gymnast of all times. Most
Yeah.
decorated, the absolute best, most
Yeah.
medals, most goals.
Hmm.
She's up there, as one of the top Olympians, up there. What's my swimmer's name out of Maryland? I see his face, man. Oh gosh, Lil probably know we'll be bringing him on, but But she's decorated. She showed up. Ledecky, that's the female swimmer. She broke
Mhm.
records. She was awesome. That was some of the best parts and highlights from the Olympics also. But I think that the good, the bad, and the ugly. I think the bad in gymnastics was Jordan Childs and the challenges and them, the committee having a meeting and stripping her of the bronze
Yeah.
and giving it to the gymnast from Romania. I don't know, man. That's just in bad taste for me. I mean, because you've gone through all of that, and all of a sudden you're just going to take it away. There was a challenge. I think that's not how you. I don't think you handle it by stripping it. I mean, unless if somebody cheated or was found doping, then yeah, you strip them of a medal of title. You strip them.
Right.
But if she did what she was supposed to do, and it was the judge's fault that they didn't do what they were supposed to do, then that's you charge that to the game.
Right.
And at the very least, either you just let it go or you just award both of them bronze medals. Both get
Right.
a bronze and be done with it.
Right.
I mean, it probably sucks also with the gymnast from Romania because she doesn't get a chance, to go on stage. She doesn't get a chance to have her moment. She don't get the opportunity to get on the podium and have a gold medal around her. They got to send it to her in a box. As though she getting something from Amazon. So nobody really wins here. I think that the committee is the ugly. They lost. That was real ugly. I think another ugly of the Olympics was the men's relay. I don't know. I think it was the 400. Forget which one it was, man. But I mean, they can never get it right, man. Men can never get it right. They can never get this relay thing right. What's so hard about it, man? I mean, okay, you scratch loud. You put the young pup put the young guy to start out the leg, and put your best guy at the end to finish it off. And then it's real simple. You got to know where you are in the box,
Yeah.
and so with the relays, you can only go a certain amount before certain amount of feet to hand the baton off. And we
Right.
mess it up every doggone time. I don't know what it is, man.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either, man, but I agree with you though. One of the biggest things a lot of people were talking about is Noah Lyles. The fact that he had COVID. Um, I and the thing about it is they saying that not everybody knew, and they didn't really make it reveal it that he had COVID. Even when the medical professionals came out to check him out, if you notice, they didn't even have masks on because they didn't know he had COVID. So it's a little strange. I don't know. What are your thoughts about the whole
I mean,
thing?
I mean, again, I think that committee dropped the ball. I thought that you still had tests. COVID hadn't gone anywhere. It's not a pandemic anymore, but COVID is still exists. Got people at work that is still dropping like flies from COVID. Um, but I think that I just think that they dropped the ball. Should have been tested. Is because COVID is highly contagious, and you hugging and dapping up everybody, and so if you got it, you spread COVID with other athletes. Now everybody else could have gotten sick. I mean, so I don't know. You got to make sure everybody stay healthy.
Yeah,
It's,
I agree with that, man.
you know,
I don't think. I mean, I think that should have been revealed
yeah,
and held. If it came down to it, maybe he sat out that race. I'm just being honest.
yeah. You sit out, wear mask, something. There are different
Yeah, even
precautions,
I even say wear a mask, right?
but
Yeah.
they're not being that but I look or either you wear a mask or you get scratched. I don't know, but I, I don't know, man. I just thought all that was just so crazy, and then some people, well, that ain't the truth. He's just having an excuse just because he lost the race,
Mm.
or didn't win the gold. I don't know, man. That's kind of elaborate, man. And plus the man tested. So why they gonna lie about that?
Yeah.
The man had COVID, and he performed through it. He won gold, bronze, silver. He won all the medals with COVID. But and got scratched for the relay.
Yeah.
So once they found out, they knew, but he knew.
That's the thing, right? I mean, that's the thing. He knew. He knew.
It's a bad and the ugly and an almost good with the breaking. I think we talked about it before with the break dancing competition. Break dancing never went anywhere. I think they still have like world competitions outside of the Olympics. They got big time competitions outside. So it's been going on for a long time in underground. A lot of folks like, well, it should have stayed underground. Maybe they're right. Because I really don't know how, where does it go? I think they probably should have expanded it to just urban dance, because you got gymnastics, something. So just call it urban dance, and that way it can be breaking or whatever style of dance you have to put in there. And it should have been a group performance.
Yeah.
I don't, it got a bit redundant, and I know a little bit about break dance and stuff, but the stuff they were doing, man, I'm like, man, how far can you take it? The way no repeats. How many windmills and egg rolls and different isolations can you do? And how can you, So I think, it just wasn't there. It just wasn't enough there for me. But I thought the dancers were good to me, and I thought they were good. I thought the competition was good, but it was just too much, man. I think the ugly was the woman from Australia. And she was horrible. She was really, really bad. Really bad.
Yeah.
And again, you have a situation where the committee dropped the ball. So the Olympic Committee really dropped the ball on vetting her or vetting the competition. So she should have never been allowed to perform in the competition. And so now, grand opening, grand closing, you're not part of it anymore, because, now they're going to drop the breaking, probably going to drop it anyway, but having somebody like that doesn't help.
Right.
Yeah, having somebody like that does not help the situation at all. And so I don't know what that was all about, but they dropped the ball on that. So it's been scratched already for 2028. And I would say Black Twitter had a good time with it. So Black X or whatever they call it now, it's not Twitter anymore, it's Black X now, I guess. They probably had a real good time. Man, let's bring we gotta bring on Lou, man. We've been going on too long, man. I know we started a little bit late, but we gotta
Thanks,
bring Lou
fellas.
on.
Hey,
Lou, how you doing, man?
Hey,
What's
hey,
going on?
All
Lou?
right. I'll sum it up for you. I don't think it was right for the gymnast to get cheated out of the bronze medal. The only thing they did wrong is she didn't do her program in the exact order as it goes, because you had to follow a certain procedure with the routine, and she did, and she kind of went out of order of it. And that's what caused the controversy, and the reply took too long. To plead the case, so that's what happened there. But she didn't do anything else wrong. She didn't do any doping or anything like that, or cheated. So I think the one that got cheated was her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, she got
Okay,
cheated.
so she was up in the order. She still did everything she was supposed to do.
Right. She did everything she's supposed to do to win. She did
Right.
I think she did enough. And by doing that and stripping her of it, that's not her fault. It's just it's not. And so you putting her through all of this, and I just think they just dropped the ball, Lou. I just think the committee dropped the ball on this
Of
one.
course, you've had batters bat out of order in the lineup, and that you can't do either. So it kind of falls on those lines.
Yeah.
Now, as for the game, as for the moment of the day, oh boy, that was a doozy in the women's basketball final. I mean, who'd have thought? She had her foot on the line. If that was not on the line, that would have been a 3 when we go into overtime.
Yeah.
And I think maybe France would have the advantage if they would have gone overtime. So
Yeah.
the U.S. was lucky that she made that mistake. I mean, I kind of do feel bad for Williams though, because she thought she had I'm like, what a way to lose a final.
Yeah.
Because your foot was on the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet she was just devastated with that. I mean, I can't blame her. I mean, that's a terrible way to lose a game, especially with that magnitude.
Yeah, it was heartbreaking. It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
She didn't know where she knew she was out there, but that's part of that awareness.
I'd be like, uh-oh, did I goof it? Yes, you did.
And you're just trying to put up a shot.
Yeah.
And the minute that
was a close-knit game.
Man, the minute that shot went in, I mean, everybody on her team and the coaches knew, man. The coaches knew. Like, oh my God,
they knew. Yes, that's the heartbreaking part of all.
And it was just like, oh my God. I mean, they were right there. They were right there, and they knew they could beat U.S. in this game. Like, if you played the best of 10. If we lose 9 out of 10, we are not losing today. That was the feeling of France.
Right.
Like, you may beat us 9 times, but we winning today. That was the attitude. That was the feeling. And U.S. look, man.
She did.
A'ja Wilson, man, she was just, my God, man.
Yes.
I mean, I've never seen. That's why I say, look, I've never seen her play like that before. That's why I said they partied the night before. Those girls partied. Breanna Stewart.
Sure.
Look, man, they struggled. They partied. Lou, nobody can tell me that those girls did not party the night.
They did, and the night before that too.
And night before that,
yeah. You could definitely. I mean,
you
I
can
agree
tell.
with
You can tell they got no sleep. They got no sleep. They were hungover. Shoot, they didn't play Taraji. They didn't play Taraji because she had a hangover.
Well, I knew it was something why she didn't play. But
she had a hangover. That's why they didn't play her.
I'll put it this way, guys. If I was playing in a championship game the night before, I wouldn't get sleep either because I'd be so, hyped up about the game tomorrow. Like, who can sleep? But this was a different story on their part. But if it was me, I know why I wouldn't sleep that night.
Right.
The game was tomorrow, boy.
Right. You anticipated goal. Where France got their sleep, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
They were well rested. Well rested.
All except for that final second.
Yeah, man. But I mean, to the U.S. women's credit, they had enough down the stretch to make key shots, make key plays. I still think
they should put Caitlin in there.
Yeah, a lot of that she'll be in there in 4 years, no doubt if she's healthy. She's healthy. She'll be in there in 4 years, no doubt about that.
Beauty brings in basketball. That's what you got right there.
She should have been in there because Plum was in there. But
Plum, sure.
Yeah, Plum was there. But the thing about it, they were like at the time, Plum was having a better season at the time when they were picking teams, and so but then Caitlin came on strong later on. But I'm like, okay,
unfortunately, despite her presence and her doing all the scoring, the Indiana Fever aren't doing much.
Look, man, I think. I still think it was kind of political in terms of her not making it, and for a couple of reasons. One of the and plus, I think it's the Larry Bird, Magic Johnson thing, because it's like if you're gonna put Caitlin in there, she's not going in there without Angel Reese. Okay, right. So you got to put one or both of them in there. And then if you put the both of them in there, then who's not going to make the team? See,
who's going to get MVP, Reese or Clark?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Flip a coin?
We can flip a coin over. Yeah, we can flip a coin, and that's who's going to win. Because I can't tell. Because So yeah, we can flip over it. But in 4 years,
it's gonna be an interesting race.
If I think in 4 years they're healthy, they're going to be the main people. But the women's team is packed with more stars, in my opinion, than the men's team.
Yeah,
because you just ran out of players. you just ran out of players. You know, I mean, all the way from the bench on to the last person to the bench on the women's team was solid. Anybody could have started. Can't say that with the men's team. Once you get down to Jason Tatum and Halliburton and those cats, it was, you know.
Well, actually, they wanted to replace with Channing Tatum, but he wasn't available. Okay.
Yeah, I tell you, man. I don't
that
know,
joke
man.
never works.
But you know,
that joke never works.
So look, check it, guys. New events for the Olympics in 2028. Flag football and squash.
Oh boy.
Flag football
and squash.
Squash, the cousin of tennis.
Well, you know, racquetball, whatever. But
yeah, but it's all related.
Yeah, but look. Flag football, we saw this coming, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
well, look, if you can put breakdancing in, you can put anything in, I guess.
Put anything in. Yeah, this is true. This little, I don't know what this little gymnastics floor exercise with the thing with the sticks and the feather and the sticks that they do and the dancing thing, but I don't know what that is. I think
gymnastics.
Yeah, I think it's just the weirdest thing ever, man, with the little stick things. I don't know what that is. But
rhythm gymnastics.
Okay, yeah, I think that's a waste of time.
Not new. It's not new at all.
It's not new at all. Not at all. But it's not going anywhere either.
Yeah, I know.
But
I don't get it myself.
But flag football, guys, because you also have women playing flag. See, that's the thing about the Olympics. You got to have the men and the women. Can't be just the men. So with flag football, you have males and females playing flag football, worldwide competition.
I think I just see that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and
why not? I would enjoy it.
No, it's fine. And look at what the NFL is doing.
Football.
NFL is doing for the past few years in the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, it's part of the
Right, and so not only do they have the professional guys doing it, which is a pretty good game actually, guys. If you take the time to look at it, it's not bad. But they got kids playing, you know, and so you have the national competition of the whatever, and so the NFL sponsors that as an option, you know. So you know, a lot of people are like, well, you know, football is too violent. I like the sport, but it's just too violent. You know, so football, like, look, we got some options out here. If you don't, if it's whatever, we got options.
It's ice hockey.
Yeah, well, you know, yeah, this is true. But there's no, you know, there's no flag hockey thingy. You know,
I mean, but ice hockey is just as violent as professional football, but
right,
they still are.
Yeah,
right. They're both collision sports.
Yeah,
and they're both collision sports. But football got an out with the flag.
But then
football.
Again, you know, with the way it is with if you were to do that, you know, you got a lot of people missing training camp because, you know, if you did that in the Olympics, it cuts right in close with training camp and exhibition season. So that's probably one reason why they don't do it anyway.
Yeah.
When you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, no, you're not gonna. I don't think you're ever gonna have.
If MLB goes to baseball in 2028, that's going to disrupt the season, I think, quite a lot.
But they are. But I was going to say that because returning events, we missed it, but baseball is coming back, softball is coming back.
And they might want to use the MLB players. Okay, so what do you do? I mean, what do you do about the season? You know, are you going to take 3 weeks off? Or are you going to – there's rumor that they'll forget the All-Star game that year, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Because a lot of people are grumpy about it anyway.
Say that again, Lou. But say that again.
Well, if the MLB players do decide to play in the Olympics, if they'll get it, they might just scrap the All-Star game that year or whatnot. You know, because you know, and I think maybe if they do, I don't think you should extend the season to November. That'd be ridiculous. You know, I think maybe you either got to cut spring training or. You got to cut the season to 140 games that year. Plain and simple.
But Lou, I think you're onto something. I like that. I actually like that, Lou.
Yeah, but
Because
don't agree with me.
I mean, but no, Lou, you're onto something. I mean, in some form or fashion, you scrap something. Baseball is a very long season.
Right.
And look, what do they do for soccer? What does soccer do?
They shut that league down until the Olympics are over. In fact, they're
Okay,
still not even back yet. They'll wait until this weekend.
they shut it down. What did they do with the WNBA? They shut it down.
They shut them down. They'll
They shut
return
them down.
tomorrow, though.
It will return tomorrow. So why not with a league that has more games than all of them, which is baseball? They play. Nobody's going to miss a couple of weeks of baseball for them to be in the Olympics.
Make it up when it gets back and push the season to November, maybe even Christmas.
Look, man, just have a small little thing of home run derby and something else, and be done with the All-Star. If you want to do that, and then get back to it and take off 3 weeks for the Olympics. I don't see a problem. And so, how many games? How many games will that cut? 2 weeks. 2 weeks worth. I'm saying.
So you miss about maybe anywhere from like 16 to 20 games, depending on your off days.
Yeah.
Right.
So
small sliver.
20 games, and you're probably going to take a week off before you start the season back. Hell, Lou, I'm good. And you start the season back this week, next week, at latest.
Right.
I don't see no problem. I don't see a problem with that, Lou. I don't see a problem with that, Lou.
Nope, I don't either, because the season's too long anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
At least they're trying to figure out, the World Series might start earlier this year by about a few days if they can get the league championships over within 5 games. I don't really see it happening. Because I think it's going to go 6 anyway. But if they do, it'd be a good idea, and we can get this before November, because dragging in November is just too weird.
Yep. Can you imagine the competition of the best? They shut down the league. The USA, just playing Japan. You playing all.
That worries me a little bit.
It should. It's supposed to. It's supposed to work. Right, exactly. Mexico. Think of all the countries.
The Olympics last time.
Oh my goodness, man. That was Canada. So I just think that it would be awesome to do it that way. I can't wait. But and I'm sorry, guys. I'm remiss at mentioning one of the great things, one of the good things about the Olympics was the women's soccer team winning gold.
Yes.
Hova, where's the applause, man? Hova.
Oh yeah. I got to get the applause in there. Yeah.
Hova.
Yeah, my bad.
Got to get the board straight, man. All right.
Sorry about that,
Jesus, man. We got to hire new engineering team or something around here, Luke. Okay, we got it. Okay.
We got it.
Oh my jeez. Man, you can't find good help nowadays, man. So the women, I am so proud of the women's soccer team. I don't know what to do.
You can't get good help these days. So what are you going to do when the human race gets evaporated and robots take over? Then what are you going to do?
Well, I don't know. We won't be here. So
your answer.
Yeah, but I think like you said, man, the USA women's team, soccer is. I love to watch them play. I mean, they play with a lot of energy.
Yeah. They play with a lot of energy, a lot of heart, man.
Yeah.
You gotta play with heart. You have to.
They're a lot of heart, and they're back, man. I mean, they played Brazil. Brazil took it to them.
Yeah,
Brazil took it to them.
As it should.
Yeah, they played well enough to win. They thought they were going into extras, and well, they did going about 10 minutes extra. But
but that was added on time.
That's added on time, right? It wasn't extra. It was, yep. So you look, man, all the credit in the world to this team, which is mostly a new team. Relatively the next generation. I think Morgan was still on the squad, but look, man, I think they did an excellent job. The tradition is back, and we're good to go in women's soccer. So the expectations will be high in 2028 for women's soccer. I just think the men's game in soccer would be overhyped. There'll be a lot of propaganda again about the men's soccer team in the U.S. that they're supposed to be this, that, and all the other to get people excited about them. But look, man, you're not going to sell wolf tickets to me about that squad. I think the U.S. is still going to suck in 4 years. We're not going to be any better. We're not going to be any worse. They can sell as many wolf tickets to me as they want about that team, but they ain't going to do jack. So that's the bottom line.
They got that one.
That's the bottom line. So I'm
in that case, you guys didn't meet this guy Jack.
Yeah, maybe. Better than what we got. Boy. Better than what we have, guys. So yeah, that's all I got for that. So I missed the Olympics a little bit. Because I had a good time watching. I missed it a little bit. I thought it was just excellent, guys. It was fun to watch.
No, I wasn't too crazy about the opening ceremony, though.
I thought it was different. It was different. There was some
controversial.
I did not like everything about it.
No,
but there were some things about it that I really like, guys. It was a little different.
Of course, you had some people that didn't belong in the doing the commentary, though. Of course.
No. Who would that be?
I have nothing against Kelly. I mean, she has a great singing voice. I mean, she's got all dolled up, but she is not. It has nothing to do with sports.
Yeah.
Stick to singing, Kelly.
Yeah, well, it's that whole attraction thing that they're trying to attract. Casual viewers. If everybody likes Kelly, and so they're just trying to attract.
How about one of us?
No, not us, man. No, that was not for us. That definitely was not for us.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I do like I think Tarico did an excellent job hosting the primetime show in terms of how they did it. I thought Tarico was awesome.
Yeah,
he was probably one of my favorite parts of the entire thing at night. If it's something that I missed or I didn't see, I would watch Tarico. And Snoop, I thought Snoop was fun.
That's the other thing that was incredible.
I thought it was fun. I thought it was different. He'll be back in 2028. It's what it is, So I mean, I feel it was a hit.
Yeah.
but I thought it was, but it was just so weird though, because it's like, it'll be somebody else. I mean, other than Kelly Clarkson, they'll probably pull somebody else out the hat another 4 years, and that would be that. But there were so many stars there. Spike Lee was there watching the game. Tom Cruise was there at a lot of events. It was star-studded. Jimmy Fallon, he was there, and he did some sets with Mike Tirico. So I thought that was pretty good, guys.
Well, Tom Cruise trying to do another Mission Impossible.
Oh well, hope it is.
Yeah.
I thought you liked that, Lou.
This will self-destruct in 5 seconds. I was a fan of the original series.
Oh yeah, me too. It actually still comes on late night on the weekends on MeTV. Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. I watch it. I'm a fan.
Well, I got streaming device now, so I can watch it through that.
Yeah, but check it, guys. Look, shifting gears to football. We got about 10 minutes left. Oh. So shifted again. The football preseason is upon us. We are in the thick of it. The Falcons played Miami in preseason, and to me,
Oh,
I mean, wins and losses, you don't keep up with them, but you want to at least practice how to win a game. How do we win a game? Let's do that. How do we come together to win a game? Can we come together to win in fourth quarter?
You got some money from the Patriots,
Oh, I'm about to get to it. I'm about to get to it, Lou.
Sorry.
I'm about to get to it. And it actually by the way of the Ravens. So I think the Falcons did pretty good in terms of Michael Penix Jr. I thought he looked well. I thought he looked pretty decent. Not every, he missed a couple balls, but if you're gonna miss high. A lot of receivers dropped balls from him that were in the bread basket, but I thought he looked pretty good. He was probably the best that I saw preseason. I think the ugly was the injuries.
Yeah,
we had key injuries to a couple of guys. Helms, safety, also Trice, our pick out of Washington, defensive guy. Really wanted to see what he was going to do. But I mean, that field was horrible. I think Miami.
it is a horrible field.
That field was. I would probably call the game until I would have just cut it and say, "Hey guys, fix this field. If you can't fix it, players out here getting hurt, cut the game." So it was just horrible. And so I got a buddy who's a Miami Dolphin fan. That's the first thing I told him. I said, "Your field is crappy, and both your players and our players are getting hurt."
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have anything to say. He just agreed. His silence was golden. So that's what that was. As Lou alluded to earlier, we got a new guy, Matthew Judon. Hover, what you got, man?
Yeah, I mean, so the sources say that Judon was, he wasn't happy, being up in New England anymore, and Falcons made a deal, and I think it was a damn good deal, Brett. We got a pass rusher, man. I think Lou had to add something to that though.
Well, I mean, I was just looking at the report and how it's it's more guys think about in Atlanta than the team I refer to as them. Yes, because for those of you who don't know, there's always whether you always know about a team I cannot stand.
Yeah,
and that team from New England, who shall be nameless, is one of them.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I mean, they still have a different little stench to them now that Brady and Belichick's not there. So they have a different little stench to them. But still, it's Patriots.
I mean, it's kind of like going back to the days when New England was terrible.
Yeah, we could be upon us.
Could be.
Because before Brady arrived, I mean, they only had really one good season back in 85, and the rest of that, they were horrible. They went 2-14, 1-15. I think they went that's the worst. They didn't go 0-16.
That's good old days.
That didn't happen. But I mean, they were trashing everybody. The fans were in bags over their heads. New England was a joke.
Yeah.
Really. I was a heavy camper, but
yeah. I'm quite sure.
They were thinking moving out of Hartford into Connecticut for crying out loud.
Yeah, I think during that time, I think they had was it Plunkett? Maybe Jim Plunkett with the. Oh, not Plunkett. I'm sorry, it's Steve Grogan.
Yeah, that's Steve Grogan.
Yeah, that's
Steve Grogan, man. That was Irvin Fry.
Yeah, remember the days when New England was bad. The good old days.
Yeah. So back to the good old days for them. Back to life, back to reality. And but I think that's a good move for the Falcons. That's been the biggest question about the Falcons. I think that the expectation in Atlanta is that the offense is going to look pretty good. You're going to finally score some points here in Atlanta. But the biggest question mark is, are we going to be able to stop anybody? So we think that we're going to be involved in a lot of high scoring games.
The question is your division going to be worth? Is your division going to be worth this year? Because that division is pretty bad.
Yeah, historically, even but it's so weird though, because even when Brady spent 2 years playing in Tampa, and the division really wasn't that great when Brady was there. It just so happened that Brady was Brady, and he won a Super Bowl down there, and took him to the postseason. And Tampa Bay was on the back of Tom Brady, and everybody else just existed. So we've been kind of struggling for a minute. We don't expect anything from I think the Carolina's going to continue to struggle. They're going to be one of the worst teams in the league. I think that the Saints are going to fall. I think the Saints are getting older. Defense is getting older. Cam Jordan won't be able to do all the things he did 4 years ago. You don't have Drew Brees anymore. You got Carr. I mean, I think Carr's a carpetbagger, man. I mean, if he's playing if they're playing a team that's decimated, he'll score. But they're not doing anything. I don't, running back. I don't, so they got a whole lot of problems. Tampa,
they do.
Tampa's Tampa.
I don't even know who's the quarterback in Tampa.
It's the guy. That's his name. Play for Cleveland or somebody. I don't know.
Yeah,
that guy.
I know. That
guy.
Mayfield.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield. Yeah, he's a forgettable. He's a forgettable guy. Yeah, he's a forgettable guy.
Rebuild around rookie.
Yeah. So I mean, is the conference our division? Yeah, it's winnable. I mean, when you look at the makeup of the other teams.
I mean, by default, yeah. I mean, by default, it's just a matter of time. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, when you list the quarterback play of Carr, Mayfield, and hell, I forgot who's up. Is it Young? I forgot, Brian, the quarterback in Charlotte.
Oh, okay, I got you. You went out for a minute.
Yeah, was it Bryce Young, the quarterback, the Panthers? Yep. Bryce.
Yep.
I mean, when you out of all those guys, none of them really make you just like, hey, they the team,
No, none of them jump out. None of the quarterbacks really jump off the page, outside of Cousins.
Right.
I mean, Cousins got the numbers to support where he is, and when he's healthy, he's good as long as he ain't playing on Monday night, something like that. Keep him out of night games. Keep him out of big games, big stages. But you just keep everything normal for Kirk Cousins, and he'll perform. You give you 3-4 touchdowns, you keep everything normal. Have a lot of 1 o'clock games. That's Kirk Cousins to me. Just keep him out of the night. But I think the Falcons have quite a few night games this year. I think you're going to see the Falcons a little bit more than you normally see the Falcons this year.
Yeah.
But I think that Bijan Robinson is going to be a standout player this year. I think he was held back by quarterback deficiencies last year, but you're not going to have that this year. So Bijan's going to look great. If you in fantasy league, you want to pick him up probably as soon as possible. And I think Kyle Pitts. I've been hearing Kyle Pitts and Drake London's been looking good in practice, man. I mean, those guys look really good. So I believe it when I see it. I need to see it with my own eyes.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just saying. So that's all I got for the Falcons. We play against the Ravens on Saturday at noon, which is kind of weird for us.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's a noon game on Saturday, and we shall be ready. Lou, what you got on the Jets, man? What are y'all looking like in preseason?
Well, So far, so good. I mean, I think we'll have another easy time this week. Of course, I'm looking forward to next week when it's the Jets and Giants. So I got my
Mm,
eye on that one. The annual
mm.
traditional game.
Wow, that's
Yes.
gonna be a good one.
Always is.
That's gonna be a good one. So, and I'll just wrap up with the Bulldogs, man. I think that Kirby has been having some very intense practices with the guys lately, in the heat. And until he gets them where he wants them. So I think Kirby's finally got them where he needs them to be ready. And which basically he puts them through pure hell. Uh, so, and so I'm hearing the running back room at Georgia's back. It's been solid for a minute, but I hear the running back room has been established. I'm hearing that there's a Heisman campaign for a quarterback this year at Georgia. Receivers look pretty good. Don't worry about Ra Thomas. There are other receivers there, and tight end you. We don't have Brock Bowers, but the tight ends we have are going to be pretty decent. And that offensive line is probably going to be the best in the country. So look at Georgia's running game to really lead them offensively this year. Defensively, I think Georgia's going to have the best defensive backs in the country. You heard it here first. The question mark about Georgia is that front seven.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they'll be all right, maybe they won't. I don't know. It's just a question mark. And I mean, and when I say question mark, I mean by Georgia standards. I ain't saying that ain't gonna be good. They're gonna be good. You're gonna be one of the best in the country. Georgia's gonna be one of the best teams in the country, both sides of the ball. But I think that if you want to nitpick and say, well, where's the chink in the armor on Georgia Bulldogs, it's gonna be that front seven because we don't know. We
That's
don't know.
true.
What you got on the Bulldogs, Hope?
Yeah, man, I agree. Yeah, there is an unknown, but I think the Bulldogs is definitely gonna have. I mean, we talked about their schedule.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to, let everybody know that they mean business early.
Early. Right. Set the tone.
Yeah, so yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it, but I agree with you. I do think there's that unknown there front seven.
Yep. All right, man, that's gonna bring us to the end of the show. Lou.
All right. Well, on this week's show, the Enhanced Sports Show, which is Saturdays from 4 to 6 p.m., we'll recap the Olympics, we'll recap the final events and the closing ceremony. We'll keep up with NFL football. We'll do our first college football games of the year because next week is week one, or as they call it, week zero. Oh, that's a little insulting. We do have some NBA and NHL moves that have been just came over the wire, so we will concentrate on that. Little League action, Little World Series has begun now, so we're going to keep an eye on that. New York is in it. I don't think anybody from New Jersey's in it again this year. Thanks a lot. We'll take care of some WNBA if needed, and UFC and WWE news as well. Of course, our regular features: the Feel Good Story of the Week, Sports Trivia, This Week in Sports History, and the Ridiculous Side of the Week, along with your thoughts and comments. Number to call is 512-543-4662. Again, 512-543-4662. And a special programming note that on September 1st, which is a Sunday, I will be doing a special Sunday edition of the show because I am unable to do it the day before due to other obligations. The same time, 4 to 6, but that'll be Sunday, September 1st. I know it's Labor Day weekend, but I figured I better do it on that one because there's less college games that day as well. So I figured, that's the first real week of college football. So I thought, why not do it on Sunday? Just before everybody goes to barbecues and whatever you got. So if you got time on Sunday, September 1st, 4 to 6, call in. And other than that, Saturdays 4 to 6.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot,
Sounds
Lou.
good. Thanks, Lou.
But not until that date.
All right. Got it.
Good night, folks.
Good night.
Good
Thanks,
night.
Lou. Awesome.
All right, man.
Well, that's going to do it for the Bread and Hope show tonight. thanks you guys for joining us tonight. And until next week, around 9 p.m. Hopefully we'll start close to 9 p.m. as possible, but let's just say 9:15 till we get it together on this new platform. And until then, speak on it.
Speak on it.
All right.